Okay, we're about to go live.
Sounds great. I'm here to support you, so just let me know if you need anything during the stream. You've got this, and it's going to be fantastic.
Wonderful. Okay, so today I thought we're going to be looking at a new tool that's just come out, which is Gemini CLI. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been exploring Claude Code quite a lot, getting deep into that, building some projects. And so, yeah, this has just come out recently. So I thought we'd try and explore this tool from a bit of a DevOps perspective, but at the moment it's quite early, so I'm just going to try and do a bit of a deeper dive today. Just maybe not a deep dive, but try and get into this tool, see what it does, how it compares to Claude Code, and yeah, and then maybe put a bit of a DevOps perspective on this and how we might have to think about these tools going forward and to support our developers in organizations that we work in. Right, so let's get into it. So Gemini CLI is Google's version of Claude Code, and it's open source. So it looks like it's fairly straightforward to get started. So I'm just going to copy this. And I've already got a project that we've been working on, which is our project here, which is the DevOps learning platform which we're building out. So we'll see if we can build this out a bit further. So I'm going to...
All right, let's get started and see how Gemini CLI can help you build out that learning platform. If you need any help or want to highlight any cool features along the way, I'm here to jump in. Let's see what it can do.
Okay, so we've opened up the code space for the learning platform. So let's plug in Gemini. I've already installed Claude as well, so I don't know. They shouldn't conflict, but it'll be interesting. Maybe you could even get them to talk to each other and break them. So let's install this. So it's npx https github.com/google Gemini /Gemini CLI.
That sounds like a fun experiment. Having both tools installed could definitely lead to some interesting comparisons. Once Gemini CLI is installed, it'll be cool to see how it handles your DevOps learning platform. Let me know how it goes or if you run into anything interesting.
Okay.
Take your time getting it all set up. If you have any questions or need any help while you're installing it, just let me know. This is going to be fun to explore.
Yeah, this is a bit of an experiment with having ChatGPT kind of guide us through this a little bit at the same time. Remember, you're meant to be interviewing me, so
Got it. I'll jump back into interview mode. So now that you're installing the Gemini CLI, what are some features you're most excited to test out or compare to what you've experienced with Claude Code so far?
well, I think the most interesting part of Claude Code was the planning mode, and you used to use the init command. So we're going to start there and explore that and see how those compare.
That sounds like a great plan. It'll be really interesting to see how Gemini's approach to planning mode and its commands differ from Claude Code. Once you've got it all set up, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how intuitive it feels and how it might fit into your workflow.
Okay, well, I need to get my API key sorted out. I think you can use it for free without the API key. If you want to increase the limit. So maybe let's just experiment without an API key at the moment.
That That sounds like a good plan. Starting off without the API key will let you get a feel for how it works right out of the box. Then if you find yourself hitting any limits, you can always add the API key later. Let's see how far we can get with the free tier and explore some of the basic features.
Okay.
All right, let's dive in and see how it performs. I'm excited to see what you discover as you experiment. If you run into any interesting commands or have any first impressions, feel free to share. This is going to be fun.
What am I missing? Okay, so I need to install Gemini CLI, but it's not working.
No worries, sometimes these things can be a bit finicky. Maybe double check that you've got the correct command and that your Node.js version meets the requirements. If it still doesn't work, we can try installing it globally with npm. Just let me know how it goes and we'll figure it out together.
Tell you what, why don't we get Claude Code to help us install it? Okay, I think it's installed now. Let me just check. Aha, there we go. So it's asking us to choose a color scheme. So let's go for good for default. Okay, I can log in with Google or enter the Gemini API key. So I will log in with Google. Or are there more options? Okay, so there's also login with Google for Workspace for Code Assist users. I think I've got a Code Assist account actually. Let me just try that. Okay. Google Cloud Project. Run variable not found. Just try logging with Google, see if that works. Okay. Okay, so let me log in with Google Workspace. So I need to grab my API key. I'm just going to plug in my API key a minute. Export that. Okay, got my API key now, so okay. Check the help. Okay, so it's got a similar command, clear, that's similar to Claude Code. So clear the conversation history, change your theme, change the auth method. Okay, editor. Okay, so if you're using like a different IDE, I think you can set that probably. We'll keep it as none for now. So stats. Okay, so that's going to see your token usage. Okay. MCP. Okay. Okay, it's got bug reporting as well. Memory. Maybe it doesn't have any memory yet. One of the things that somebody told me once when I was doing 3D animation years ago when I learnt 3D Studio Max, I don't use it anymore, but he was a really good 3D artist, and he worked on a number of films and video games. And he said whenever you're learning a new tool, you should try the extreme settings. So just try out lots of things. So like you'd move the sliders to extreme, and you get a feel of the tool. So that was something that really stuck with me actually, just to play around with the tool, and you get to know what it can do. Okay. So I'm not going to go right into the documentation yet, so let's just kind of have a play with this. So we want to improve this project we're working on. So the idea for this project, let me bring up the repo. Is a learning platform for DevOps engineers. So I went on Reddit and I asked the community what they would like to learn. Well, so I'm starting the show, and what would you like to see? I've not actually got into any kind of real things yet because I'm still building out and getting ideas. But one of the ideas was to first build this learning management platform. So let's just carry on building this out. So we got as far as, so yesterday I was using Claude Code and the day before to build out this system, and we published it on Netify. So just kind of, where's the thing on? So it came up with this kind of basic interface. So the idea is learn by fixing broken things. So you'll get these different scenarios that you can choose from, and it will spin up the scenario that you can then have a go at fixing. So that's the idea for this platform, like a learning tool. So we start scenario, loads up terminal, etc. And so let's see if we can actually get, but clearly it's not working. So let's see if we can get Gemini to actually make some of this stuff work. So we'll start off with this Kubernetes chaos scenario. Okay. So we'll say I really want to get better voice mode integration for this because it's a little bit clunky using the Windows thing. Don't know why it keeps taking so long. That's something I need to fix. Come on. Okay, the Kubernetes scenario isn't quite working. So can we please have a look into that and try and make the function actually functional? see what it does. But I wonder what it's doing in the background. I think the idea of these tools, it just really abstracts a lot of the kind of stuff in the background, so you're not really having to think about that too much. But if you want to look into it, I'm pretty sure there's probably some trace mode that allows you to see the kind of back end. Kind of while it's doing that, just have a quick look at the docs. Okay, so with Gemini CLI you can query and edit large code bases and beyond in Gemini's 1 million token context window. I think that's one of the real benefits of using Gemini is the large context window. It's a lot bigger than Claude Code, so it might be useful depending on what you're doing. So let's give me some ideas. Generate new apps from PDFs or sketches. Okay, that'd be interesting to see how that works. I'm not sure if it'll work through codebases or that needs to be on like a normal terminal. Automate operational tasks like querying pull requests. Okay, use MCP server to connect new capabilities, including media generation with image gen. Okay. And it's got a Google search tool built into Gemini. Anyway, let's come back to this. So it's got an error. It's not quite working. Okay. So we've already exhausted the resources. Okay. I think what I'll do, I'm gonna have to come back to this. I'll figure out what's going on with this, and I'll probably do another video on Google Gemini. Gemini later. Actually, no, I want to fix this. Why is it doing this? I think I must have the wrong API key. Let me see. Login with Google. Let me try my personal account. It's trying to. So getting configured and set up is not as simple as Claude Code, if I'm honest with you. So that's one thing I'm noticing. Google Gemini Code Assist. Code Assist. I think I did have an account, but I might have cancelled it when I went to Claude Code. I do have a subscription name. Just have a look at this. It's really slow. Come on. So I do have a license. Okay. Oh, right. It's a pain in the arse. Choose subscription you want. Sign licenses. Why can't I see? I've got a license, but it's unassigned. Okay. Code Assist subscription. Monthly subscription. What's the difference? This is what I don't like about Google. They don't make it easy to spend money with them. Sometimes it's like, what is this UI? It's just terrible. Right, I'm guessing it's one of these. What's the difference between that subscription and this subscription? It doesn't make, so that's a month, that's every month, and this is every month, so what's the difference? I'll just choose the cheaper option then, I guess. I don't know what the difference is. Okay. So I've enabled the API. I'm using this one. Grant access. Assign roles. Code assist. Users will need to install the Gemini code assist plugin in the IDE. Do I need this if I'm using this CLI tool? Why would I need this? Okay, I've got a code assist license. I've assigned my license, I think. Enable Google Gemini for API. I've done that. Grant identity access management. Assign a role. Which role do I need? No idea. It doesn't say what role I need, does it? What is it? Grant. Yeah, and principal. Add under role. Select Gemini for Google Cloud user. Okay. This is the most terrible. Let me just show you. This is the worst possible interface. So I think the idea, just don't use anything from Google Cloud Console because it is terrible. I think they're expecting you to use CLI for everything and IAC for everything, which kind of makes sense. So they haven't really invested anything in their UI. I don't know who built this thing, but it's not really built for humans, if I'm honest with you. Right, found it eventually. Save. Okay, is it working now? I'll have to edit. I'll edit the video afterwards. Google Cloud Project environment variable not set. Gemini for Google Cloud user. Yep, okay. Activated localhost. Okay, so I think I need to set my project ID. Project ID. Okay. It's not going to work. No, it's not. So what's happening? I'm getting the callback local server. It's trying to capture that, but it's trying to redirect back to localhost. But since using codespaces, this doesn't work directly. Yeah, I kind of thought of that. So I need to be on my local machine to do it. Oh, hang on, no, there is a workaround for codespaces. So option A, Google Gemini login, no browser. So let's try that. Let's try that. Because I don't want to use my local machine to do this. Let's see if this works. Gemini login, no browser. This is what ChatGPT is suggesting. I might. That's not a real thing. I think my only option is to use an API key, but can I get... I wonder if I can use G-Cloud to... Let me set up G-Cloud. So we're going to install the Google Cloud here. it should allow us to interact with Google Cloud a bit easier from the CLI. So I should have done that before, to be fair. That'll save us the pain of having to go through all of the Google console. Top tip, just install gcloud and use the CLI. Let's try this login. Okay, got the auth. Oops, shouldn't have shared that, but anyway. I'm logged in. Okay, now I'm logged in. Right. I think the subscription is under this. Okay. Find my API key for this. I'm not to Google Cloud. think the only way for me to do this is with an API key, so I need to get the right API key. Would have been a lot easier if I just did this locally, but I like to do things the hard way. Create a new API key. Check breaks. Create API key. Okay, I've created a new API key for that project that I've got a subscription for. So let's see if this works now. I need to set my new API key. See if this works now. Please work. Right, tell me about this project. Even ChatGPT's gone to sleep. Well, this is taking longer than I thought it would. Patience. We need patience. Have you gone to sleep on me, Gemini? ChatGPT?
Absolutely, I'm here for that. We can keep exploring and testing out Gemini together. Just let me know what you want to try next, and we'll keep going.
I'm getting a API error in Gemini at the moment. I don't know why. It says resource exhausted.
Oh, got it. That usually means you've hit the limit on the number of requests for the free tier. You could try waiting a bit, or if you wanted to keep going right away, adding an API key from Google AI Studio might help increase those limits. Let me know how you'd like to proceed, and we'll figure it out together.
Okay. So that worked. So I said hello and it said hello back. So now what is it doing?
It sounds like it's off to a good start. Usually once it responds, it means it's connected and functioning properly. Now you can try out some commands or test out a few of the features you were curious about. Let's see what it can do next.
It looks like it's trying to, okay. Let's see what we'll do next. Right. Maybe I'm trying to do too much with the project. Okay, let me try again. So tell me about this project.
That's a great prompt to start with. It should give you a nice overview of what Gemini can understand about your project. Let's see how it analyzes the code and what insights it can provide. This should be interesting.
Yes, it should be interesting.
Absolutely. It's always fun to see what kind of insights and summaries these tools can generate. Just let me know what it comes up with and if there's anything else you want to try out or explore next.
Okay, let's get back to fixing what we were meant to be fixing. So we were trying to fix the Kubernetes feature on the project. So let me open that up. So okay, we'll just say explore. Explore the section around the Kubernetes scenario, and let's make this work. I'm hoping it doesn't get confused and think it's meant to fix the Kubernetes scenario. No, looks like I've run out of the quota. Well, this isn't really going very well, is it? Okay, I think I'm going to pause the video now. Spent enough time on this, so it's a shame I couldn't really get this working. I think I'll have to, I mean, it's early days, so maybe it's just some bugs on their side. I might try it locally tomorrow. Oh, it's still going now. I think it's just I think it might just be like some connection between. Well, it seems to be doing stuff now. Let's see. Yeah, so I think, well, this is a new tool, obviously. It looks like there might be some bugs to work out. Based on my opinion so far. So the issue, I guess, the issue with the Google getting this set up, it's just a lot of faffing around with API keys, and there's different authentication methods which you might need or you might not. So, but it just does add confusion to the getting signed up and just getting to use the tool. I think once you start using it, if you get over that pain, it could be very powerful. So I will give it more of a go. Okay, it seems to now be doing stuff. So I'm going to persevere with it, and then yeah, I'll report back. Maybe over the week. I'm going to still stick with Claude Code because I've got a subscription to that for most of my tooling. But no, I've also got a license, I think, for this as well. But I don't quite get why it seems to be getting these API errors occasionally. So it might be because I'm running it in codebases. I don't know. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll give it a go through my local at some point. Yeah, it's hitting these API errors. Quota exhausted. It seems to figure it out, but keeps hitting these for some reason. I'll have to look at the logs on the back end to see what's going on. Maybe submit a bug report. Yeah. Cool. I mean, I think it's got promises. I'm not too happy with the sign up process, if I'm honest with you. Compared to Claude, the experience and just getting that thing working was much easier. This just seems to have problems, really. You know, I was able to easily get Claude Code working in Codespaces and also my local. I'll try this locally, and yeah, maybe Google can resolve some of these pain points. You know, it's got to be easy. That's the thing. I think, you know, not every developer is going to persevere with this. You know, they're just so we're hitting these resource limits. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, and we'll see how we go, and I'll catch up with you another time. But yeah, we've explored a bit of I haven't got where I want to get to, but I've explored Gemini. That's what I want to do. So yeah, I think tomorrow I will get back on. I might get back on with Claude Code and try and get this thing finished, or at least functioning. If this finishes, then that'd be great, but it looks like it's struggling at the moment. Okay, leave it there. Take care. Bye bye.